Branja Bihari. Gaur Premanande. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivejakatarja Asto Tadasata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivejakatarja Asto Tadasata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai. Sri Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prayam Sikao Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. C.C. Radha Krishna Gopa Gopanas Shaimakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Vacharini Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschata Desha Wow, thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Say, so good morning. Thank you all for coming. Today's class in the beautiful Bhagavatam, 11th Canto, Chapter 1, Text 2. Ye kopita subahu pandu sutaha sapatnair. Ye kopita subahu pandu sutaha sapatnair. Durdyuta Helena Kachak Granananibistan. Durdyuta Helena Kachak Granananibistan. Kritva nimitam itarataha samitan. Kritva nimitam itarataha samitan. Hatva nripan niharat Kitsid Baram Ishaha. Ye kopitaha subahu pandu sutaha saphatnahir. Durdyuta Helena Kacha Granana Divistan. Kritva nimitam itare tarahtaha samitan. Hatva nripan nirahat kishtibaram ishaha. Ye kopitaha subahu pandasutaha sapatnair. Ye kopitaha subahu pandasutaha sapatnair. Durdyuta Helena Kacha Grahanan Nibistan. Ritva nimitam itare tarataha samitan. Atwan ripan narahat kishdi baramishaha.
Eko pita subahu pandu suta sapatnai. Eko pita subahu pandu suta sapatnai. Kachagrahana divisna. Ritva nimittam itare tarata sametan. Ritva nimittam itare tarata sametan. Shiti Bharakisha.
Eko pita subahu pando suta sapatne.
Eko pita subahu pando suta sapatne.
Durta helena kachikriha na devistan.
Durta helena kachikriha na devistan.
Nittam itare tarata sametan.
Vidva nimittam itare tarata sametan.
Adva nira adachiti bhadam isha.
Adva nira adachiti bhadam isha.
Eko pita subahu pandu suta sapatnai.
Eko pita subahu pandu suta sapatnai. Durgyuta helena kachakranadivistan. Vidva nimittam itare tarata sametan. Adva nipanidharachiti bharamisha.
Eko pita subahu pandu sutta sapatne.
Eko pita subahu pandu sutta sapatne.
Kashagranadivistan.
Durgyuta helena kachakranadivistan.
Vidva nimittam itare tarata sametan.
Vidva nimittam itare tarata sametan.
Advan pandirharachiti bharamisha.
Advan nipanidharachiti bharamisha.
Ladies. Ye, they who, Kopitaha, were angered, Subahu, excessively, time and time again, Pandasutaha, the sons of Pandu, Sapatnai, by their enemies, Dudayuta, by duplicitous gambling, Helana, insults, Kachagranana, grabbing the hair of Draupadi, Hadibihi, and other impetuses. Tan, them, the Pandavas, Kritva, making, Nimitam, the immediate cause, Irataha, confronting one another on opposite sides, Samaitan, all assembled, Hatva, killing, Nripan, the kings, Niraharat, took away once and for all, Kshiti, of the earth, Bharam, the burden, Ishaha, the Supreme Lord. Translation: because the sons of Pandu were engaged in the because the sons of Pandu were enraged by the numerous offenses of their enemies, such as duplicitous gambling, verbal insults, the seizing of Draupadi's hair, and many other cruel transgressions, the Supreme Lord engaged those Pandavas as the immediate cause to execute his will. On the pretext of the battle of Kurukshetra, Lord Krishna arranged for all the kings who were burdening the earth to assemble with their armies on opposite sides of the battlefield. And when the Lord killed them through the agency of war, the earth was relieved of its burden. So I say, and you can repeat, because the sons of Pandu were enraged by numerous offenses of their enemies, such as duplicitous gambling, verbal insults, the seizing of Draupadi's hair, and many other cruel transgressions. The Supreme Lord engaged those Pandavas as the immediate cause to execute his will. On the pretext of the Battle of Kurukshetra, Lord Krishna arranged for all the kings who were burdening the earth to assemble with their armies on opposite sides of the battlefield. And when the Lord killed them, through the agency of war, the earth was relieved of its burden. Purport. The Pandavas were repeatedly harassed by their enemies, such as Duryodhana and Dushasthana. As innocent young princes, the Pandavas had no enemy, but Duryodhana was constantly plotting against his helpless cousins. The Pandavas were sent to a house of lac, which was later burned to the ground. They were administered poison, and their chaste wife, Draupadi, was publicly insulted when her hair was pulled and an attempt was made to strip her naked. Throughout these dangers, Lord Sri Krishna constantly protected the Pandavas, who were fully surrendered to him and who knew no shelter other than him. In this verse, the word itaret tarataha is significant. Previous to the battle of Kurukshetra, Krishna had personally killed many demons, including Putana, Keshi, Aghasura, and Kamsa. Now Krishna wanted to complete his mission of removing the earth's burden by killing the remaining impious persons. But as stated here, Kritva Nimittam, the Lord did not personally kill, but empowered his devotees, Arjuna and the other Pandavas, to remove the impious kings. Thus, acting personally and through his immediate expansion, Balaram, as well as by empowering his pure devotees, such as the Pandavas, Krishna fully displayed the pastimes of the Yuga Avatar by re-establishing religious principles and ridding the world of demons. Although the general purpose of the Kurukshetra battle was to kill the demons, by Krishna's arrangement, some great devotees, such as Bhishma, also appeared to be inimical toward the Lord. But as described in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam 1.9.39, by the words Hatagataha, Swarupam, many great devotees played with the Lord as enemies, and upon being killed by Krishna, returned immediately to his abode in the spiritual sky, in their original spiritual bodies. Because God is absolute, by his killing, he simultaneously removes the demons from the earth and encourages his pure devotees. Om Agantamarendasya Ganyan Janan Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mayam Dadanti Swapadantikam. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagadpate Gopesha Gopeka Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radha Brindavaneshwari Brisha Bhanustute Devi Pranamami Haripriye. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Panchakalpa tarubhyascha kripasennu bheva patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So once again, the verse. Because the sons of Pandu were enraged by the numerous offenses of their enemies, such as duplicitous gambling, verbal insults, the seizing of Draupadi's hair, and many other cruel transgressions, the Supreme Lord engaged those Pandavas as the immediate cause to execute his will. On the pretext of the battle of Kurukshetra, Lord Krishna arranged for all the kings who were burdening the earth to assemble with their armies on opposite sides of the battlefield. And when the Lord killed them through the agency of war, the earth was relieved of its burden. So we can see this is Krishna's plan when he came here. His plan was to relieve the earth of this burden of the demoniac kings, the demoniac influence that had transcended or that had conquered the world. It was burdening the earth. All of the people were suffering from it. Mother Bhumi, the earth personified, with tears in her eyes, approached Lord Brahma and begged, please help. There's nothing I can do to eliminate this suffering that the earth is having to bear now. All the inhabitants are suffering from this. The demons have taken over. So please help me. And so Lord Brahma and the demigods approach Lord Krishna, and they say, we need some help. So Lord Krishna immediately said, yes, I will appear. Very soon I will appear. I'll come and I'll fix things. I will come and save the day. So you, demigods, go take birth. Go take birth on planet Earth and be ready for me to arrive. So Krishna comes with his entourage. You see? It's like when an important person, like the president of the country, when he goes someplace, he has an entourage. He has people around him, people that do things for him, you see. Well, Krishna is no different. Of course, Krishna can come by himself if he wants to. But he sent the demigods, plus he came with all of his personal entourage, people who wanted to enjoy his pastimes and serve him in this way. Krishna has come to save the day for the earth. And so this miraculous plan was launched by Krishna. And the Pandavas, because they were pure devotees and therefore fully surrendered to Krishna, were the active part of launching this plan, executing this plan. They're fully surrendered to Krishna. So when we as devotees are fully surrendered to Guru and Krishna, then we are part of Krishna's plan. I was reading, yesterday we went to Srila Prabhupada's birthplace. And I was reading, there's this quotation from Srila Prabhupada on the wall. Prabhupada says that this movement, this ISKCON movement, is non-different from Krishna. This is Lord Chaitanya's movement. It's non-different from Lord Chaitanya. Why is that? Because we're fully surrendered to Lord Chaitanya's mission, his will. We're fully surrendered. Therefore, we're part of his plan. We are one with Krishna. We hear so many times people talk about being one with God. You see. Well, you're one with God when you surrender to him. When you fully surrender, you're willing to carry out his will, regardless of what it is. So, Prabhupada's made that statement. I remember I read it again and again because it's something that we have to remember. This movement is Lord Chaitanya. It's Lord Chaitanya's movement, but it is actually Lord Chaitanya. And as long as we're engaged in our service in this movement, we are also parts and parcels of this movement. We're part and parcel of Lord Chaitanya's movement. We're instruments, you see. We beg the Lord. Daily we ask, please engage me as your loving devotional servant. Please use me as your instrument. Do with me as you would. Please. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to spread this movement. Give me the inspiration. Empower me to do this. So we're surrendering and we're saying, please use me. Use me to do what you want to do. So this is the same situation that we see with the Pandavas. The Pandavas are fully surrendered to Krishna. They know no other shelter. There's no place else for them to go for help. They know nothing but Krishna. And so Krishna has engaged them in fulfilling his desire. He wants to rid the world of this tremendous burden of the demons. So Krishna plans to rid the world himself. He's going to do it himself for his pastimes because he wants to be the hero. Krishna likes to be the hero. We see that again and again in Krishna Leela. He's always the hero. Why? Because in this material world, which is full of demoniac forces, we need a hero, don't we? We need help. We also, if we become part of Lord Chaitanya's movement, you become a hero because you're saving the world. This ridding the world of the burden of demoniac forces is still going on. It's still happening. It's not like it happened and that's it. No, Krishna rid the world of the demoniac influence. And then Kali Yuga came in. And then ever since then, it's getting, the demons are getting stronger and stronger and stronger. They're reassembling. It's like they're coming back. You clean it away, it comes back. It's like, you may notice on a table, one day there's some dust on the table and you wipe it away, cleanse it, and the table's shining so nicely. And then next day, there's dust again. You see? Jai Sri Goranitai. So, this cleansing process in this material world is always going on. It's always going on in the spiritual world too. The gopis are cleaning. They're cleaning Krishna's palace constantly, although there is no dust in the spiritual world. Things don't get dirty in the spiritual world, but out of love, the gopis clean anyway, as an offering of love. It's not required, but they do it. So we're like that. We have to cleanse away this dust. It collects on everything. It collects on just about anything and everything that it can possibly settle on, including us, including our hearts. If we're not careful, we become dusty with this contamination of the material influence. We have to be on guard constantly. We have to constantly chant Hare Krishna. We have to constantly remain in the service of Guru and Krishna. And we have to meditate on that service. If we're just doing the service, but our mind is free to wander, well, who knows where it will go. It's like, I saw a t-shirt one time. Someone was wearing a t-shirt that said, I used to like to let my mind wander, but sometimes it wouldn't come back. So, if we let our mind wander while we're doing our service, then who knows where it'll go? Maya is there ready to say, hey, 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 come over here. I've got some fun for you. Well, but I'm kind of busy doing some service right now, but what you got? You know? I mean, tell me what you have. Maybe I'll be interested. You see? So we have to meditate on our service. We have to think it through. If we don't, if there's a gap in our meditation on our devotional service, Maya is ready to go pounce right away before you know it. I mean, it happens in a heartbeat, and then you have to smack yourself back. Oh no, get back to thinking properly. Get back to thinking. What is it that I'm doing? What is my service? What is the purpose of my service? What is the reason that I'm doing? I'm not just doing it. There is a reason behind it. I'm still helping Lord Krishna rid the world of the demonic influence. It's still happening. This war of Kurukshetra is still going on, and you're the soldiers. Who else is doing it? Who else is ridding the world of the demonic influence? Everyone else is either enjoying the demonic influence, or maybe if they're a little pious, they recognize the demonic influence. People say from time to time, I hear people say, oh, boy, things are really getting out of hand, aren't they? You know, boy, things are really getting terrible in this world. Well, what are you doing? What are you doing? And if you ask people that, they would say, well, what can I do? How can I? Well, you can join the army. You can join Lord Chaitanya's army. We're doing it. Who are we? Well, we're empowered by Lord Chaitanya. We're empowered to do this. We're empowered to cleanse the world, to cleanse away the collecting dust, which is coming. The dust is coming, is raining constantly. It's not like it just like once a day you get a little bit of dust. No, the dust is falling constantly. So we have to constantly cleanse this world. We have to spread the holy name. We have to spread Srila Prabhupada's books. And therefore, we see at this temple here, I notice Saturday and Sunday is full. It's full. People are here. People are coming. And what is their mood? They're blissful. Man, this is the highlight of their week. Some people, they feel like, oh, this is the highlight of my life. This is wonderful. Why? Because they're getting cleansed. As they come close to you, they're getting cleansed. You are a cleaner. You're a soldier. You can help them. Where else can they go? Why do they feel so good when they come here? Surely you've noticed that people are blissful and happy when they're here. It's not the same as when you go someplace else and there's a crowd of people. We get a different crowd. Well, it's the same crowd, but when they get here, they become cleansed and happy. They feel blissful. They're always glad they came. Nobody is thinking, oh, I've got to get out of this place. I came and I did, and I chanted a little bit, now it's time to go. No, they're blissful. They're satisfied. You're getting a taste of satisfaction, which is impossible to get out in the material world. You may get just like a minute of satisfaction. When you get a little bit of sense gratification, you get a little bit of satisfaction, but then immediately you start to yearn again. It's like you say to the material energy, that was good, now what else do you have? And Maya says, well, come over here, let's talk about it. I have so many things available for you, you see. So, we have to remember, we have to meditate on that and think, this is not something, I am not just going through my day. Everyone else is just making it through the day. We're not doing that. We're fighting the war for Krishna. We are his soldiers, his surrendered soldiers. What do soldiers do? They follow instructions, right? They do as they're told. We as soldiers, we follow instructions. We follow Guru's instructions, Krishna's instructions, instructions in the Shastra, instructions from the GBC, instructions from the temple president, instructions from anyone who's instructing you. That's what soldiers do. We follow orders. And we not only do it, but we do it as best we can. That is what built this movement, and that's what continues to build this movement. That is what continues to tackle Maya. And it's what continues to cleanse the earth of the demonic influence. It's you. The whole world is depending on you and devotees like you. Lord Chaitanya is entrusting his mission unto you. He's saying, here, you take it. This is what I want done. You take it, and here's the empowerment to do it. I will empower you to do it. So sometimes people may wonder, well, why doesn't he just do it himself? Wouldn't it be easier? Why are we struggling to spread this movement? Why are we working so hard? Why do we have so many preaching programs? And we're spending so much money and so much time and so much energy in this preaching. Lord Chaitanya can do it just like that. Well, why? Because he wants to give you the glory. He wants you to be recognized for doing it. He will empower you to do it, and then he wants you to be glorified for doing it, for accepting the potency to do it. It's as simple as that. We don't have the potency to do this on our own, but if we surrender and we say, yes, please empower me, Lord Chaitanya, here's the empowerment, now go do it. We saw this has been going on since the very beginning of our movement. Srila Prabhupada, he told Burijan Prabhu, my godbrother Burijan, go to Tokyo. This is a time when there weren't that many devotees. There are not that many devotees at all. We had no money. We had no manpower. Prabhupada wasn't saying take 20 men and a bunch of money and go start a temple in Tokyo. He and his wife had nothing. They were alone and they had no money. And Prabhupada said, go start a temple in Tokyo. And like any soldier, Burijan said, yes. Yes, Srila Prabhupada. Sir, yes, sir. That's what a soldier does, isn't it? Sir, yes, sir. So they went. They started a temple. Go start a temple in London. Go to Africa. Start a temple here. Start temple there. No money, no manpower. But with the instruction to serve comes the empowerment to carry it out. We have to have faith in that. If you have faith in that, then you can accept the empowerment. If you don't have faith, then you're not having faith in the empowerment means that you think that it depends on you. So that you can have some doubts. If it depended on me, it's going to be a struggle. How can I do this? How can I spread this movement? How can I conquer over the consciousness of the demoniac people that we have to convert to being devotees? How can I do that? I have doubts. But if I accept the empowerment of Guru and Krishna, now I am empowered. I have all the potency that I need to do the deed. I'm fully empowered. All of you, we're all fully empowered. We just have to rise up and accept the empowerment by following the instructions. So this process of ridding the earth hasn't stopped. It's still going on. As a matter of fact, more and more is required. Kali Yuga is getting stronger and stronger, more and more strength as time goes by. So we have to use our minds to figure out different schemes. What else can I do? I've done this, I've done that. What else can I do? I'm surrendered. My dear Lord, please empower me. Give me the brain mass that I need to figure out how to spread this movement. It will come. You have to have faith. You have to know. You have to just know that you will be empowered and that you can do it if you surrender. The earth has no other, they don't have a prayer. There's no one else that's going to save the world. Have you ever thought like that? Who else is going to do it? Who else is doing it now? Is it the politicians? Is it the business people who give us these wonderful products? Are they trying to save the world? No, they're just trying to get rich. There's nothing wrong with getting rich. There's nothing spiritual about it. They're just trying to get rich. Now some people think, oh, but they're trying to save the world. Why? With all the developments in technology, they're saving the world. They're here to help me. Why, they're trying to cure this and trying to cure that. No, you're not going to remove disease from the material world. You may learn how to treat it some, but you're not going to remove it. You're not going to remove death. And you're not going to remove old age. Every so often we read on some news thing on the internet that scientists feel that they're close to conquering old age. And I think, that's foolish. That's foolish. You can't conquer old age. Krishna says, time I am, conqueror of worlds, destroyer of worlds. This material body is part of this material world. Time is destroying it. It's taking all of its energy. It's dwindling. It has a duration. What, are the scientists going to be able to conquer time? Is that what? Maybe they think they can conquer time. Oh, we can travel in time. We can do this. They're like children dreaming, aren't they? They're like little kids playing a game. We're going to do this. We're going to remove disease. And we want a grant from the government of so many billions of dollars to do this. And the government says, okay, I'll get it in taxes. I'll tax everybody, and I'll get this money, and we'll... It's just a business that's going on. And because we want to enjoy, we want to enjoy forever, we haven't made it yet. Nobody's feeling like, oh, I'm in a position of enjoying. Everyone thinks, well, so much I'm enjoying today, but so much more I need. I mean, it's like we've seen the world become full of very wealthy people, haven't we? There's many millionaires, many billionaires. So, how many of them have retired, have gotten enough money, and they bought an island, and they've retired, and they're just enjoying their money? How many? None. What do they want? More. More. Well, aren't you enjoying? Yeah, but I haven't made it fully yet. If I get more. So you're caught in this this chase, this pursuit of enjoyment. In the Declaration of Independence for the United States, they say that the citizens are entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, some people think that sounds very wonderful. Well, what did you just give me? You gave me the right to be alive. I think I already had that because I am alive. Liberty. All right, so you're not going to hassle me. You're going to give me some freedom. And you're going to give me the right to pursue happiness. What about acquiring happiness? Oh, you can't do that. You can't give me happiness. You'll let me pursue it. Which means, if I buy your products, if I'm part of the game out there, if I'm part of the economical world, then I'm pursuing happiness. You see? You have the right to pursue happiness. That's not much of a right. Well, you should have that. There are certain God-given rights. You can pursue happiness, but doesn't Krishna give you happiness? You are Sat Chit Ananda. You are entitled to feel blissful. Not to just pursue bliss. You are entitled. You already own it. It already belongs to you. You are eternal, so you already had eternal life. We can say you have the right to life. Liberty? Well, I'm free. I have free will. Krishna gives me free will. You haven't given me anything but words so far. And pursuit of happiness, you're saying that I can pursue something I already have. And I'm such a fool, I'm so ignorant, that I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how foolish you're being. They're fools too. You see, they're fools too. So, no, we have the entitlement to be happy. So we have to go wake up the world and let them know, you're working so hard, you're pursuing happiness. We've got to wake up the world up and say, this is already yours. You are Sat Chit Ananda. You are eternal, you're full of knowledge, and you're entitled to always be blissful. Not just happy. Happy is nothing compared to bliss. You see? So, this is what we're doing. We're trying to help the world. We're trying to push the demonic consciousness out of the world. We use the weapons of the holy name, prasadam, Krishna Katha. Srila Prabhupada once said that anyone who reads the Krishna book will become a devotee of the Lord. So, and we've seen that happen throughout the years. You read the Krishna book, what happens? Well, I become familiar with God's activities. I find out, what is His personality like? What does He do? Who else can answer that question? What does God do? He's got a lot of time. He is time. What does He do with all His time? So Krishna book will tell you, what is this person like? You see? So, we need to spread that to people, and that will give them the happiness. That'll wake them up. So, I should probably pause and say if there are any questions or comments. Yes, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for this wonderful class. Prabhu, you mentioned that we are a part of the soldier. We are part of the army of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We are the soldiers, and we should only take the instructions of our seniors. But when we hear the instructions from our seniors and from our authority, we don't feel that faith and sincerity that what Srila Prabhupada's disciple had for Prabhupada's. Like you mentioned that he instructed Bhurjan Prabhu to went Tokyo, and he told us, I will go and do all these things. That faith and that sincerity, that seriousness that he has for Prabhupada, at least I don't feel that seriousness and that faith in authority, that we know that so many demonic things are happening in this world. We need the preaching is very important for us. But still, even after hearing this instruction, I forget. I engaged in something else. I don't believe in that faith and everything. I forget everything. So how I can improve, like how I can increase that faith, so that I can always remember that instructions of authority, that this is very important.
We have to remind ourselves. We have to remind ourselves. Tell yourself from time to time, I'm not in charge. I'm not the boss. I'm the servant. It's good to be the servant. You see? Who was it? Shakespeare? I think Shakespeare wrote in one of his plays, uneasy rests the head that wears the crown. In other words, the king, the authority, has difficulty sleeping because he has to scheme so many things. His servants, when they're finished doing their service, they sleep like a baby. But the rulers, those who are in charge, they don't rest so easily, do they? Why, they have so many problems. They have your problems to solve. They have to take care of you. All you have to do is your service and then take rest. You see? You're held accountable for your service. The leader is held accountable for his service, which includes everybody else's service. I remember when I was temple president in Dallas, if anything went wrong in any corner of the community, Tamal Krishna would say, "This is your fault." And I would be in the beginning, I was defensive. How is it my fault? Because you're in charge. Why didn't you see this coming? Where is your mind? What are you thinking about? I don't know. You ever notice a child will do that? Why did you do that? I don't know. So I was kind of like, I don't know. Well, you've got to learn. You've got to know. You've got to think. You know? He expected. You should think. You should anticipate these difficulties. Why are you? You know why you're not anticipating? Because you're not thinking. What are you thinking about? So this is the pressure that's put on the leader. And then the people that were going on Sankirtan or doing service, all they had to do is take the instruction and go do what they're told. That's all they weren't, if somebody else made a mistake, they weren't held accountable for it. You see? So we have to understand. We have to say to ourselves, I'm not in charge. I'm not the boss. You are. Please instruct me. Oh, but what if they're not as qualified as I want them to be? You're not the one who decides if they're qualified or not. Someone above them will decide if they're qualified or not. You see? What makes an army move is following instructions. That's what makes the army move and be successful. You see? We don't have time to say, well, I don't know if I like this leader or not. I think that if I was the leader, I would be better. That's called enviousness. I'm envious. How do I know that I would be better? So I would be more empowered than he would be? Or is it me doing? Am I being empowered or am I the doer? If I'm thinking he's the doer and I'm the doer, well, I can do better. Well, no, now it's all about you. Can you be more empowered than someone else? Maybe, maybe not, but that's kind of up to That's kind of up to Lord Chaitanya, isn't it? So, is this helpful? Is this, yeah, just to remind ourselves, I'm a soldier. I am a soldier. We're all warriors. We're warriors against the demons. We use the weapons of Harinam, Prasadam, Krishna Katha. If we can get them to come here and see Gornitai. Gornitai are big weapons, aren't they? They can drive the demonic forces out of anybody. They can conquer demonic consciousness just like that. Any more questions? Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu, class. So as I said, our greatest weapons are Harinam, Prasadam and Harikatha. In any war, the soldier has to fight effectively, then he should also learn how to use the weapons effectively. And he also has to have the faith in the potency of these weapons, in how effectively it can defeat the opposite party. However, I feel I don't have any faith, neither I know properly, and I don't know the efficacy of these weapons. So can you help us develop faith in this?
Yeah, we have to ask Krishna for faith. Krishna is the source of everything. Everything emanates from God. So you can't just grab faith out of the air. What are you the source of? You're not. Krishna is the source. He's the ultimate source of all sources. So whatever we want, we have to get it from him. So we just ask Krishna, please give me faith. You've already given me some. Please enhance that faith. Help it to grow. This is my prayer to you, my Lord. Why would Krishna not give you faith? He will. He will give you faith. The problem is, in the beginning, before we become devotees, we have full faith in the material energy. Why? If I work hard, get a good education, find a good spouse, get some money, then I'll enjoy. I have full faith. Look at how hard people work to get an education and how hard they work at their jobs. So they have full faith. Yes, I will enjoy someday. So then you start to associate with the devotees. You start to maybe take up a little devotional service, and maybe you're doing some chanting of the holy name. So now you're starting to have faith in Krishna consciousness. So now you're in mixed faith. You still have faith in Maya, but you're starting to have faith in Krishna too. So you're in that area of mixed faith, you see. As time goes on, your faith in Krishna will grow and grow and grow, and your faith in the material energy will dwindle more and more. And someday you'll have full faith in Krishna and zero faith in the material energy. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that we should be disgusted by the material energy. It should disgust you. Not that, oh, I can get some enjoyment out of it if I manipulate it the right way. So it's a process. It can be a slow process or it can be a fast process. You see? Let's ask Krishna. Or are we attached to our faith that we have in the material energy? Maybe we are. Maybe we want to keep a little bit of that material energy to go to. It's my escape. When I want to go enjoy, I've got Maya. Maya's always ready to give me a little enjoyment. You see? Oh, I have faith in Krishna. But not full faith. I want to reserve a little bit of the material energy enjoyment to go to when in case I feel like I need it or want it. You see? So the mind will work like that. But we can overcome that. We have to recognize it, and we have to ask Krishna, please help me, Krishna. I want you to take away this faith that I have in the material energy. I want you to enhance my faith in Guru and Krishna. Krishna is the source. Why would he not give it to you? Is that a good answer? Krishna will give you whatever you want. If you want Maya, he'll give you Maya. If you want to be an atheist, he'll give you that. He'll say, here's your faith. You want to be a good atheist? Here's your faith. You can be a good atheist. I think I want to be a Mayavad. Ah, here's your Mayavad faith. Here's more. Let me know if you want more. Oh, no, wait a minute, Krishna. I want to be your devotee. Ah, here's your faith. Here it is. Take it. So we just have to ask him. Sincerely, we have to ask him. Anything else?
Hare Krishna, thank you for your thought-provoking and food for introspection. You were mentioning in the answer to one of the devotees' question that if you're playing the role of being a servant or a follower, then you can just do your service and sleep. It will be very easy, but then if someone is taking leadership, then he has to worry about the devotees also, their concerns also. So I think sometimes we're in a role where we have both. Some things are like we have to do, and some places we are playing the role of being in charge, where we're taking responsibility of people, of engaging them as well. So then, how should we deal with consciousness?
This is the birth of a leader. When he takes his service, and he's so concerned about performing his service nicely, that maybe he can't rest. Now, he's not responsible for everyone around him, but he's so concerned about his offering to Guru and Krishna that he has difficulty resting. You see? This is actually suffering, but it's a pleasure. Excuse me. You see what I mean? And I've seen this. This is the birth of someone who will be a leader. They want to do their service as best as possible. Srila Prabhupada referred to that as the art of doing a thing perfectly. You do your service and you do it perfectly. Anybody can do what they're told, but Shruti Kirti, my godbrother, was Prabhupada's servant for, I think, 2 years, something like that. And I remember Tamal Krishna Maharaj was telling me that Prabhupada was very fond of Shruti Kirti's service, because not only would he do everything that Prabhupada asked him to do, he would anticipate what Prabhupada would want. You see? If they were in a room where it was a little cool, he would hand Prabhupada his chatter. He could tell when Prabhupada, by the angle of the glass, when he's drinking from his glass of water, he could tell by the angle if he needed more water. He didn't wait for Prabhupada to say, "Can you give me more?" No, he could tell. oh, okay, at that point, okay, Prabhupada needs more water. Prabhupada would sit it down and he would fill it. If he noticed Prabhupada squinting, he would close the blinds. You see? So, you don't have to be told to do everything that you do. You know your mission, but you can anticipate the needs of those around you. You'll anticipate because you're meditating on it. You're fixed on it. So this is the kind of stuff that leaders are made of. Anybody can do what they're instructed to do. Not everybody will, but anyone can. You see? This is the difficulty. Not everyone will. But everyone can. You can do what you're told. So, but some people can get outside the box. They think, oh, I know what I'm supposed to do. I fully understand my duty. And I think I can enhance it, make it even better. You see? Does that answer your question? Okay, one more.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the wonderful class. Which I want to ask that when I am doing any service, and as soon as I know that there is some prasadam is there, my mind goes out to the service and in the anxiety of taking prasadam first. This happens me again and again. Yesterday also when I am doing services in kitchen, and Krishna Prabhu tells that there is the prasadam, you can take prasadam. My mind goes, how fast I do the service so that I can take prasadam.
It sounds pretty normal to me. But at least you're intelligent enough to see this. See? You're not just like a dog. You know, the dog is like... You actually know, wow, I'm attracted away from doing my service by prasadam. So you know that. So now that we know that you know that, maybe you can tell yourself, when you're being pulled by prasadam, maybe you can say to yourself, prasadam will be there. Prasadam will be there. Do the service and do it nicely. Prasadam will be there. There's always prasadam. Right? Do we ever run out of prasadam? I've never seen it. Not here. Maybe some places they do. You know. In the old days of New Vrindavan, they used to feed the devotees oat water. Yeah, they put some oats in water and boil, but not like porridge. It would be water with some oat flavor. Maybe throw in a little bit of salt. You know. So, and sometimes they didn't have that. Well, we've got plenty of prasadam. It's going to be there. So, you actually know that sometimes I'm attracted by prasadam. I do my service real in a hurry so that I'll get prasadam. So now that you know that, you can deal with it and say to yourself, no, prasadam will be there. Or maybe it's some special prasadam, and you don't want everyone to eat it all up before you get to it. That's normal. So go make up a plate. Set it aside someplace. Put it someplace where he can't get it. When I was on the altar, for Radhakala Chanji, sometimes when they would serve out breakfast, but I still had duties on the altar. And then by the time that I got off the altar, prasadam would be gone. So what I would do is I would take some of the maha and I would make up a plate and I would hide it in the pujari room. and then go do my service. And everyone else is eating, they're all nom, nom, nom. You could even hear them down the hall. Nom, 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 nom. And I'm thinking, yeah, you guys go ahead and eat as much as you want. Eat it all. Because I've got Kalachandji's Maha waiting for me. So sometimes you have to do like that. Yeah, the soldiers must be fed. You got to feed your soldiers. If you're going to have strong soldiers, you got to feed them. If you're going to have strong spiritual warriors, you got to feed them spiritual prasadam. So it's normal for you to, it's not a want, it's not a desire, it's a need that you have for prasadam. You're addicted. So that's good. So now you just have to deal with it. All right, I think I've probably gone on too long, huh?
We have class at 11 o'clock.
Huh?
We have class at 11 o'clock.
Oh, that's right. We have a brahmachari class at 11 o'clock. So all you brahmacharis show up with questions. I mean, we're not going to just sit there and tell jokes, so you better have some questions. I mean, you don't want to just hear my jokes. They're not very good. So you better come with some good questions. Otherwise, it'll be a very short meeting. Okay? All right. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. I want to thank all of you for allowing me to come back again to wonderful ISKCON Newtown. I'm going to try to come back again before I leave to go back to the U.S. So I'm going to make that effort, but I look forward, as always, to more of your association. Thank you so much for your kindness. Hare Krishna.
His Grace Jivananda Prabhu ki jai. So please come at 11 o'clock in the first floor.
Where is it? Right?
Yeah, first floor.
First floor. So I still get confused. First floor in America means the ground floor. And I'm thinking, where? Maybe in another 50 years I'll learn. First floor, ground floor.